Today is another double workout day, which means one workout in the morning and one workout in the evening. More of a cardio focused one in the morning and then one of a HYROX specific one in the evening. On days like that, I still like to start my morning rather slow. Yes, early, but also rather slow. And the first thing I'm gonna do is always make sure that I'm hydrated, especially after 8 hours of sleeping where your body is not getting any water. I don't usually like to just simply drink water in the morning. I like to add some apple cider vinegar. I started doing this since I'm also started eating breakfast. There was a long time I didn't eat breakfast and I was fasting to the later hours of lunch. But due to this more endurance shift in my training and also really having a high load and high intensity of cardiovascular activities or in general like a lot of workouts, I simply needed to start fueling in the morning. Having a big breakfast with a lot of carbs really made a huge difference in my performance and also my workouts. That's also one of the reasons I don't like necessarily going for early runs in the morning anymore and I didn't have enough fuel, because I can really feel the difference in my performance and I can really push the intensity and the workout itself just to new levels and get a better training effect if I had a good breakfast a few hours before my first workout. I like to simply just start my morning with a glass of apple cider vinegar, which is very healthy for your gut microbiome. So it's really good for staying healthy, having a healthy gut, which also equals to having a good immune system. Then I also like to take my creatine. If you haven't taken creatine yet, give it a try. If you're good on it, it's probably the most researched supplement out there with the best benefits, not just simply from building muscles, but it also has really huge neurological effects, positive effects on you, and helps your brain. So give it a try. I usually take 0.1 gram per body weight. I'm roughly 80 kilos at the moment, so I'm taking 0.8 grams of creatine every morning. So far, I'm doing it for years. Never had a problem. All my blood results are great, feeling great. So give it a shot. It's literally the best research supplement out there. Then obviously I also like to take some supplements as well, some pills. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible because I want to get most of my vitamins and minerals through real food and actual food, not pills. But I'm still taking omega-3 pills coming straight from algae and not from fish, because why would you take the middleman if you can just have it straight from the source? And it simply helps against inflammation, especially when you have some little niggles. It can be good to just have some omega-3 extra on hand, because let's be honest, how often do you eat fish per week or eat walnuts or high omega-3 foods? It's not that many, especially not in the normal diet. So that's a good supplement to have. Then obviously, especially in the cold winter months, I like vitamin D, always in combination with vitamin K, because vitamin K helps to get the vitamin D absorbed from your body. So that's another essential for me. I take these two year round. And sometimes if I feel low on energy and I don't eat that much meat, I also start supplementing vitamin B12, which is really important for having a good energy system or a functional energy system in your whole body. And then also ginkgo. Ginkgo is not a necessity. I just like it because it really helps me to stay sharp. It's one of those supplements that helps your brain work a bit better sometimes. Yes, it could also be placebo. Like I said, it's not 100% researched, but for me it helps me to perform and get my work done during the day when I have a lot of intensive tasks I need to focus on. And then lastly, I have L-theanine, which I usually consume one pill every time I drink a coffee. So good. But it helps. It's basically what's in matcha. It's green tea, or what's in green tea actually. It's a green tea extract, and the L-theanine helps you if you have problems with having coffee jitters or feeling anxiety when drinking coffee, but you're like me and you're a coffee addict and you don't want to stop drinking coffee. Try taking one pill of L-theanine every time you drink a coffee, and that usually balances out and also makes you feel a bit calmer. So that is also obviously not an essential, but it's a great way to continue drinking coffee, obviously not too much, without having the negative side effect. And if you don't like matcha or green tea, give it a go. Today is actually an easy day. I know I said earlier it's a double workout day, as usually all my days are. But the cool benefit of actually cycling, doing a HYROX or marathon prep is that even on your off days, you can still get some quality work done. You can even push a bit higher or more intense than you usually would on a run or an easy run. So let's say you can maybe go even to zone 3 or even do some threshold work on the bike on your off days without risking an injury and putting excess load on your body. So for me, the bike, I mean, I'm very fortunate enough to have one still for my Ironman prep, using it and utilizing it to get some more volume and some more intensity even on my off days, obviously without killing myself. So basically today's workout is just a little ramp up and ramp down, spending most time in zone 2, maybe zone 3, pushing it a bit more today, but just building this aerobic base for roughly 60 minutes to an hour. And then tonight we're having an easier-ish HYROX session, and that's basically it for today. But if you have the chance and have a bike or something in that sort at home, make use of it. Even if you have a little niggle, you're not feeling like you can go for a run, your body's not feeling great, go on the bike, get some quality work done, push, and don't risk an injury. It's absolutely fantastic. And one other thing, is great for building muscular endurance, and I mean also muscle fatigue resistance, which is also very important for HYROX, because I mean towards the end of a HYROX, it's just not your conditioning that's going to suffer, but also your muscle endurance and also the capability of you to keep going even though your muscles are very fatigued by that time. For fuel, as you saw, I'm currently using Precision Fuel Hydration. I'm using the carb mix and also the gels for the runs, especially if I have long runs or intense runs. High carb fueling, there's so many use cases and studies out there right now. If you're not using that or utilizing carbs and still having this mindset that we can just push through and toughen through a workout without fueling with carbs because you want to optimize your fat oxidation, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're doing, trust me. Like, if you're once trained fueled, like Nick Bear always says, you never will go back. It's such a game changer, and it's not just for in the workout. It also helps you to recover faster for your next workout. For example, when I have a day where I have 2 workouts like today, even though I'm gonna have a good meal after and I had a good breakfast before, I still want to maximize my glycogen storages so I can push each workout. But obviously you also don't need to overdo it and overspend a crazy amount of money. For running, my rule is everything above an hour, yes, I will take a gel. Anything below an hour without intensity, that's the key point, I'm not taking gel either. If it's an intense workout, I will take gels, make sure you have enough carbs, because you exponentially burn more carbs increasing the intensity, or by increasing the intensity. So for me, Precision Fuel Hydration really works well on my gut and my stomach. I used some other gels before, wasn't handling them so well. With Precision Fuel Hydration, so far no complaints, tastes great, nothing fancy, gets the job done. So I can highly recommend that. Okay, let's lock in and get that 1 hour fun ride while standing in one spot done. Can't wait for summer again.
Hey yo, listen, it's a new day, new chance to be great. Go higher until the ceiling of glass breaks. Don't stop, keep on going the right way. Your own road you're running, you know it's not paved. One foot in front of the other, repeat it. Feel the rhythm inside you, that's your heart beating. If you get knocked down, you know you're still breathing. Don't stop fighting until your demons are defeated. Make it happen, don't make an excuse. Quit talking, go get up and move. Man, you got a plan to harvest the fruit.
My favorite package of the month just arrived. Literally perfect timing. For the longest of times, I was always struggling with making lunch. First of all, because I didn't have much time, but also second of all, I don't want to eat any bland food that doesn't taste nice or simply is also too excessive for cooking. And obviously, it's the meal right after my first workout or some hours after my first workout in the main one before my second workout. With that being said, I always wanted to make sure it's very nutritious as well and like gives me enough proteins, carbs, so I can recover and replenish from my first workout, but also at the same time to make sure that I have enough energy for my second workout. And introducing the perfect solution, a meal prep service. I know this is honestly not the most affordable solution, but it's the one that worked for me for the last few weeks. I'm really fortunate that I can try that. It's not sponsored by Prep My Meal. I wish it would be though. They're amazing. The food is really delicious. And the cool thing about this one is it's frozen. So you get a package with frozen meals that you can just put into the freezer, and whenever you want it, you can just heat it up either in the microwave or actually on the pan. And the nicest thing is it's nice and fresh, because often with a lot of meal prep services, you get the fresh meals delivered, but after a few days they're not as fresh as they were when they were delivered. Hence, with this you don't have the problem, and everything stays also very nutritious. All the vitamins, all the minerals, everything stays. Ooh. Okay. They actually gave me new meals this week. Super excited about it. I actually wanted to change my meals because I got a bit tired of it, to be honest. If you always have the same ones, but they were so kind enough and actually did it for me because I did forget. Wow. Okay, time to eat. I'm really hungry. One downside of honestly eating a heavy carb diet is, for me personally, I think a lot of people can relate, the afternoon slump. Especially after a heavy carb meal at lunch, I always feel quite tired for the next few hours. And just simply drinking more coffee is not going to help. It's probably going to make things a lot worse. But recently I was testing and trying around with some new techniques of breath work. Mainly the Wim Hof method, that's quite simple, of breathing in and out, but also other methods from an app called Othership, which is super good, not sponsored here as well. And I really can see a big benefit, especially in my mental clarity. And the beautiful thing about it is that I'm not relying on substances like caffeine to help me with the afternoon slump, which often makes, like I said, things a lot worse, because then you're gonna have an even harder crash. So if you're struggling with an afternoon slump as well, I know it sometimes sounds quite woo-woo, but just give it a try and you will be surprised actually how much energy you can get just simply by focusing on your breath. So this is just a little tip of mine that I found for myself recently, which actually helps me a lot to perform better in the afternoon, especially if I have some work tasks to get through before I can hit my next workout, which is a HYROX workout. And about the details, I will chat to you after suffering for a few minutes in the gym. One new supplement for the supplement stack I quite recently acquired is collagen. I first of all was always quite skeptic of collagen, because usually you only hear about collagen for your skin and make your skin glow. And honestly, I could care less. Not that I don't care about good skin, but honestly, this has nothing to do with my ambition for sports. But there's quite a few new recent studies. First of all, I heard about it in the Huberman podcast, as probably many of us, that taking collagen 30 to 60 minutes before loading your tendons, muscle, joints, or whatever you want to call it, with vitamin C, it helps collagen reproduction, or I would actually say it doesn't help, it multiplies it by 2x. So over the last few weeks, I had a few problems and niggles with my tendons in the right calf or shin area. So I wanted to just give this a try, see if it actually helps. So far, my tendon is feeling a lot better, which probably is not the collagen, it's just all the eccentric and isometric strength training I'm doing. But I feel like it doesn't hurt trying it out and testing it out, especially if there's a few trustworthy studies that say collagen could have potentially benefits. So I'm gonna keep you guys updated on how it goes. But so far, it's actually way less disgusting than I thought of drinking it. It basically feels like one of those old whey proteins from back in the days. But yeah, kind of makes me feel nostalgic, but also at the same time, if it helps, I'm not going to complain. Feels weird. Look, it's transparent. And it tastes like protein. Kind of weird. But yeah, gonna finish this up. In 30 to 60 minutes, it should be perfectly aligning with my HYROX session. So I'll catch you guys in the gym.
Whew. Today was a interesting one. A really tough workout, to be totally honest. It was similar to a HYROX simulation. It was kind of like HYROX intervals, meaning I did a 10-minute warm-up on the salt bike, followed by 5 minutes alternating between 30 seconds on, 30 seconds like slower pace on the ski erg. And then it was actually time for the HYROX intervals, which meant 4 sets, always starting with 800 meters rowing into a HYROX specific station. The first set was 1000 meters of the ski erg, and then you finish off the set by 400 meters on the row. Then 2 minutes break. Second set was same thing, 800 meters row, then 50 meters sled push, 400 meter row. Third set was sled pull, and the last set was 80 meters repeat broad jumps, which honestly by the fourth set I was about to throw up. But I don't know what it is about these really intense workouts. You just push your body to limits that it's actually becoming more of a mental thing, and these workouts really give me a lot of confidence going into the HYROX in 4 weeks now, I think, because you know you've been to these places where it's really hard, you've been in the pain cave, you pushed through it and you came out of it. So these workouts are not just physically really demanding, but also mentally, which obviously, like I said, can have a huge positive effect if you push through. And then I finished off the workout with 10 minutes on the assault bike again, going around threshold pace, making sure not to redline, but really pushing into the limit until I can't go anymore, and then straight into 50 wall balls for time. And honestly, especially in the beginning of this week, I had a benchmark workout when it comes to wall balls, which meant I had 150 wall balls for time, and I was very discouraged by my performance. I think I took around almost 8 minutes. I think I took almost around 8 minutes to finish these 150 wall balls, and knowing that in the normal HYROX is 100, so not too many wall balls less. It was quite discouraging, but to my surprise today, even though I had a huge workload right before, I was really good and was able to go for 30 unbroken. Could have probably pushed even for 40, but in general I was very happy with the performance. But now it's time to fuel up. I burned more than 1,000 calories, so now it's really time to fuel up, especially considering it's my second workout of the day. So I'm ready to perform tomorrow again. So time to cook something delicious at home.